As of Saturday, July 25, 2026, the U.S. stock market is closed for the weekend. The last regular trading session for Ondas Inc., ticker symbol ONDS, ended on Friday, July 24, 2026 at 4 o'clock Eastern Time, with the stock closing at $7.96 per share. That marked a slight gain of 3 cents, or 0.38%, on hefty trading volume exceeding 35 million shares. Over the past month, the stock has experienced aggressive upward momentum, surging more than 28% as Wall Street digests a series of massive corporate developments. The immediate market expectation is that Ondas is merely a volatile, speculative drone play riding the temporary tailwinds of global defense headlines and retail momentum. That surface-level narrative suggests that a business with a history of operational losses is simply enjoying a short-term rally. However, the reality beneath the ticker tape reveals something far more structural. Ondas is undergoing a fundamental transformation from a small-scale wireless networking provider into a scaled defense technology platform through an $875 million acquisition of DZY Technologies, a massive $70 million influx of new orders, and deep integration with Tier 1 defense systems. When retail investors scroll through popular investing sites or open up the Robinhood app to examine trending tickers, they often lump Ondas into the same basket as early-stage hardware startups. The common consensus views Ondas as a high-risk microcap that routinely relies on capital raises, making it a prime candidate for short-term swing trades rather than serious capital allocation. Users engaged in self-investing across platforms like SoFi Invest or individual brokerage accounts often view the company's recent price action, moving from under $2 per share to a 52-week peak of $15.28 before pulling back, as classic speculative churning. But challenging that consensus reveals a completely different reality. The institutional capital flows recorded across the Interactive Brokers platform and Fidelity brokerage accounts show a steady accumulation of shares by funds that recognize a shifting market landscape. Rather than remaining a fringe hardware builder, Ondas is actively consolidating the autonomous defense ecosystem at a speed that traditional defense primes simply cannot match. To understand the current setup, we need to examine the recent trading behavior and order flow dynamics. The daily swings in Ondas stock have been sharp, driven by heavy retail participation alongside institutional positioning. On high-volume trading days, over 100 million shares have changed hands, indicating intense battle lines between momentum traders taking quick profits and long-term funds establishing core positions. This volume spike coincided directly with major operational announcements, including $70 million in new defense and security orders booked over a concise 4-week window. When news of that scale breaks, retail traders using the Robinhood mobile app or SoFi active investing features often rush in, creating rapid intraday volatility. Yet sophisticated traders utilizing Interactive Brokers trading tools notice that institutional bid blocks have consistently stepped in to support key technical support levels near $7.50. This buying power suggests that institutional capital views the recent price pullbacks not as a failure of momentum, but as an attractive entry point before upcoming quarterly earnings reports. Sector momentum in autonomous defense, counter-unmanned aerial systems, and border protection has accelerated dramatically. Global military conflicts and homeland security demands have forced defense departments to seek low-cost, scalable, autonomous software and hardware solutions. Investors tracking big tech heavyweights like Tesla stock, Apple stock, or Nvidia stock are accustomed to massive commercial total addressable markets, but defense technology is currently witnessing an unprecedented expansion in budget allocations for autonomous systems. Ondas has placed itself directly in the middle of this secular shift. Its $875 million cash and stock deal to purchase DZY Technologies represents a decisive leap in scale. DZY brings long-endurance autonomous aircraft capabilities and established Defense Department relationships, projecting over $300 million in revenue by 2027. For investors managing automated portfolios through Schwab Intelligent Portfolios or building custom thematic baskets with Fidelity ETFs, this acquisition fundamentally alters how the company's valuation metrics must be evaluated. Macroeconomic pressures, including persistent interest rate uncertainty and broader market caution, have kept many small-cap technology stocks under pressure. However, defense spending operates largely independent of consumer economic cycles. While general equity markets fluctuate based on interest rate decisions from central banks, defense contractors benefit from firm, multi-year government funding lines. Investors engaging in online investing across Fidelity Wealth Management or Robinhood stock trading accounts are increasingly seeking growth assets that are isolated from consumer spending slowdowns. This environment provides Ondas with a unique tailwind. Analysts tracking the stock have maintained a consensus strong buy rating, with average price targets reaching up toward $19.81 per share, representing substantial upside potential from current closing levels. Looking closely at the underlying business model explains why this expectation gap exists. Ondas Inc. operates through two core segments, Ondas Networks and Ondas Autonomous Systems. The legacy Ondas Networks business was founded on patented radio technology designed for mission-critical industrial applications. Using the standard-based 802.16T radio platform, Ondas provides secure, private wireless broadband networks for Class I railroads, electric utilities, and oil and gas infrastructure. These networks allow critical infrastructure operators to maintain reliable, long-range IP communications across vast physical areas without relying on commercial cellular or satellite providers. While this network technology established a baseline of high-margin intellectual property and recurring maintenance contracts, it was seen by many Wall Street analysts as a steady, slow-growth industrial communications business. The dramatic shift in market perception came with the expansion of Ondas Autonomous Systems division. Through strategic acquisitions and internal development, Ondas built out an array of fully automated aerial and ground robotic platforms. Their flagships include the Optimus system, a fully automated drone-in-a-box platform designed for continuous automated surveillance and data collection, and the Iron Drone Raider, an autonomous interceptor designed to physically neutralize hostile small drones. Combined with cyber and radio frequency detection platforms like Sentry CS and tactical ground robotics, Ondas created a unified architecture that provides autonomous protection for military bases, energy facilities, and public safety corridors. By integrating high-altitude balloon platforms from Worldview for maritime domain awareness and long-range airborne systems from DZY Technologies, the business model has evolved from selling standalone radio hardware into delivering a comprehensive intelligence and defense ecosystem. Past financial reports reflected heavy capital expenditures, operational expansion costs, and research investments, which kept net income in negative territory and fueled short-seller arguments regarding dilution risk. Historically, investors evaluating the company through standard screening tools on investing sites would see negative earnings per share and high burn rates, causing many conservative self-directed investors to pass. But reality is rapidly catching up to those early investments. As manufacturing scale increases, revenue growth has accelerated at 700% year over year, with trailing 12-month revenue approaching $100 million before fully consolidating DZY Technologies. The company is converting research breakthroughs into high-margin production contracts, fundamentally altering its financial trajectory. If you're tracking this stock closely and analyzing where defense technology is heading next, I want to hear your perspective. Comment below how many shares of Ondas stock you currently hold in your portfolio, or whether you believe autonomous defense systems will dominate global military budgets over the next 5 years. Looking forward, the future outlook for Ondas hinges on execution across a few critical catalysts and risk factors. The primary near-term catalyst is the upcoming second quarter earnings report, expected in mid-August. Investors holding shares through Fidelity IRAs, Interactive Brokers setups, or Robinhood cash management features will be scrutinizing gross margin improvements, contract execution rates, and cash conversion from recent order wins. A key operational catalyst is the speed at which Ondas integrates DZY technologies to realize operational efficiencies and leverage partnerships with advanced software providers like Palantir. If Ondas successfully demonstrates that it can cross-sell its radio networks, counter-drone systems, and long-endurance autonomous aircraft to existing government and industrial clients, revenue estimates for 2027 could prove conservative. However, investors must balance these opportunities against realistic risks. The primary real risk remains execution and integration friction following rapid expansion. Merging complex defense hardware architectures, scaling manufacturing capacity, and managing cash flow require